Do I get to make?
Yeah, you get to make opening statements.
Okay. Well, I would just address what she said. But first of all, I want to go back from the very beginning of, and I know I can't talk for very many minutes. The very beginning of this, my daughter had a very good life. She's very stable. But the only thing is her dad did not have control, total control of Dilara's life. And he wanted total control. He testified in court. She was old enough that she didn't need her mom like she did when she was little, and he was ready to cut me out of her life. And throughout this, and when I came to court, I didn't have money for a lawyer. I did consult some lawyers, and everybody reassured me you should be fine because they don't have the law is not on their side, and it wasn't. And I really believe that Magistrate Rosenberg's decision was an abuse of discretion. So anyway, so I come to court, and Dilara and I are disappointed that we've lost our right to continue to homeschool. But, and that is after I cooperated. Nobody was mad at me. I was compliant. Guardian ad litem came in, came to court. I lost, and then I just was taking the process. And he started depriving me of my parenting time with the very first order in this court, which you're the head of. So they made I thought it was an erroneous order. But over the course of me getting my rehearing, he's got unclean hands because he's come in here and he's created a situation which he knew would be untenable for me. He's interfered in my conversations with my child, which my child needed and were helpful for her emotional development. And but it's like every time I come in, it's like every time I go to court, they take more and more and more away from me. Until, and I wanted to say, yeah, it's become so egregious. When they took Dilara away from me for a year because I was not yielding total control to him, the intimidation, the civil rights intimidation, and the civil rights retaliation is overwhelming. And I reread Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail, and that's my heart. That's my motivation. I believe it's unjust to obey. It's immoral to obey unjust rules that hurt people. And these things that they've asked for, they're hurting everybody, and they're even hurting Dilara's dad. He doesn't realize it, but it is hurting. It's making him be a more selfish, less controlled, less reasonable person, less loving person, because people are giving him free rein and enabling him. And I believe it was the judge, and I heard you on YouTube, your oath of office, and you swore to support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and to administer justice without respect of persons. And I think you're a nice person. I think you're very polite. I think you do really well with these older juvenile detention people. But in my case, and with the case with Dilara, it appears that I don't have any rights because you're taking my rights away and giving everything to him, and that's something worth going to jail for. And I don't want to go to jail. She said I wanted to go to jail. That's the only thing that will make me stop talking. What will make me stop protesting is when people stop attacking me and my daughter. If Dilara's dad would give me my daughter back and not give me any reason to complain, I wouldn't be complaining. And even as I'm complaining now, I still find good things. I still share good things on Facebook about him that he's doing. So she's trying to and she went to Judge Robinson and said she's not obeying any orders of the court. I have obeyed so many orders of this court at the beginning when it broke my heart to do so. And I did it. And then now when I realized that this is common practice, and a lawyer told me, if you go to court without a lawyer and the other side has a lawyer, the judge will rubber stamp everything the other side asks for. And that's been my experience, and my actions are a protest against that. I absolutely do not want to go to jail. I will go to jail if I have to. I will go to jail. I will spend the rest of my life in jail if I have to before I give up my right to a relationship with my daughter and a right to my freedom of expression, which is guaranteed under the United States Constitution and Article 1, Section 19 of the Tennessee State Constitution. You got that Tennessee flag right there, which I assume stands for the Constitution of Tennessee. which you swore to uphold, and the United States one. So that's, I'm sitting here looking at those, expecting you to have your mind on people's, privacy rights and their parental rights and their rights to speech. It's not right I have a constitutionally protected right to live my life in peace. He does not have a constitutionally protected right to drag me into court and ask the court to just basically rape me of anything that makes me American. And that's what this is going to be about. And I've been very angry and everything. I know she's posting on, she only brought like 20. I've been trying to make several a day, protesting about what's going on here. I went on a radio show Monday in Clarksville. I am trying to spread the word that there's so much corruption. Even if the individuals aren't corrupt, the system is corrupt, and it's hurting people. If my daughter has not seen me in 7 months. She's saying she misses me. She wishes her mom and dad would just agree. She said she's afraid her dad's put me in jail, and she's afraid she's never going to see me again. And I'd like somebody to explain to me how my daughter is better off now after what she's been through in your courtroom and the other courtroom. How is her life better now than it was before this? How is it better that she is wrapped in a cloak of fear that she will never get to see her mother again? That's what I'm mad about. I'm not just mad. I'm disappointed. I'm heartbroken because this is not the America I thought I lived in, and the flag does not stand for liberty and justice for all. It only stands for people who have money. And I'm protesting. I want you to understand I'm protesting. I respect your position. God put you in that seat. I believe that. And I believe we're supposed to be in subjection to authorities. But when we're supposed to obey God rather than man. And my God is a God of justice. And my God is a judge of truth. God hates a lying tongue. And God's a God of liberty. And I'm very upset with you because you've hurt me, and I've heard a lot of stories, maybe not you in general, and specifically you, all over America. The family courts are just tearing families apart. And most people they're intimidated, they're afraid to speak out against it, they jump through all these hoops. DCS has sometimes got a lot of corruption going on in there, and it has just invoked moral outrage in me. And I want everybody to just stop. Like when my kids, if I do something bad, I make mistakes as a parent, I hurt their feelings or look at something the wrong way, they'll come
I
to
would
me.
object to relevance at this point. I know it's opening.
It's all relevance. I tell my children,
I'll let it go, his opening statement.
tell me, if I do something wrong, tell me. Or if you just think I did something wrong. And if I did, I will bend over backwards, apologizing and trying to make restitution. And you made a mistake. You've made a lot of mistakes. He's made a lot of mistakes. And I hope before this is over, you will realize that the decisions that you at least made in my case they're not promoting liberty or justice or anything of that. So I've said bad things. Very, very, well, I shouldn't say bad. They're very strong. I've got very, very strong emotions, very strong words. But I respect you as a person and that bench you're sitting in, that robe you're wearing, and I want you to be worthy of it. And that's why I'm mad. And all these terrible things, I knew she was going to bring them in here and show them. But I just need to give you that. That's what's behind it. Is I want the world. I want Dilara's children to be more secure than my children have been. I don't want this kind of stuff going on, and just any kind of violence. When you let it go, you don't address it, it gets worse. Or bad behavior for children. And I had good behavior at the beginning of this. I had very good behavior. I was taking very good care of my daughter. She was very happy. These people in my life, they know what a good mother I was. And it was not right to steal Dilara's mother away from her. So her rights have been trampled on. My rights have been trampled on. And he's got all his rights and then some, but he's not. One of the things I was asking for was for him to go to battering intervention. And program, because he's definitely got issues, and I had to go to counseling to learn to deal with him, and it helped me a lot. But if he doesn't deal with his control issues and his idea that he's God and nobody gets to have rights unless he says they do. Dilara doesn't have a right to be with her mother. Dilara doesn't have a right to this whatever school she wants to go to. It's everything he wants, and that's I want him to be. I thought he was a very good person when I met him, and sometimes you don't find out how people react to a situation until they're in it. He's in a bad situation. We had problems, but coming into this courtroom and being in this snake pit for a year and a half has made him a worse person. And it's hurt Dilara, and it's hurt me, and my contempt, I have been disobeying some orders, and I would continue to do so.
All right,